Hello everyone. Welcome to the next lecture on the testing of the hypothesis. Today we will discuss the most important non-parametric tests which are widely used in the research point of view. Now today we will discuss the Mann Whitney U-test. So this U is called as the U statistics. So myself Dr. Gar working in the Thapar Institute, India. So we have seen in our last videos that there are the several non-parametric tests which are listed as below: sign test, Wilcoxon, Mann Whitney, crucial values, and so on. So in this lecture we will discuss about our third test. If you want to, while the first and second test we already discussed, if you want to see, you can go to the description of this video. Else you can you can click on this link which are available at my channel Dr. Harish Garg. So that is under the testing of the hypothesis. Now, what is the Mann-Whitney test? So all of us, we know that whenever we are discussing the testing of the hypothesis, so we have discussed about the t-test, we have discussed about the z-test, we discuss also the f-test, ANOVA, chi-square, and so on. So these are various tests we have discussed so far. So these all tests are corresponding to the parametric up to here. These are all up to the parametric, that is the population size must satisfy the normal distribution condition. But in the non-parametric test we are working on the distribution free parameters. So this Mann-Whitney test is analog to this t-test for the parametric. The corresponding test for the non-parametric is called as the Mann Whitney t-test, Mann Whitney U-test. So this test is enable us to compare the two independent samples by testing on the population median. So always remember that whenever we are discuss about the non-parametric test, we are not talking about the mean and variance. We are always talking about the median. So this non-parametric test was firstly described by Wilcoxon and then studied by the Mann and the Whitney. And this is the most widely used test as an alternative to the t-test for the two independent sample. But while the t-test does not satisfy the assumption of their parent population, the only assumption which are used in this median variable is of the continuous. Now, what is the U statistics? So let x1, x2 and xn1, that is the size of this x is n1 and the size of this y is n2, with the two independent random samples which are drawn from the populations whose PDF is my f1 and the f2 y for the second. Now the task of this U statistics is, our task is to that we have to draw the sample from the various populations and we will check that whether they are same or not. Look at that, both are the x for all x. So in order to draw this, we will use the Mann Whitney test, what is the procedure of this Mann Whitney U test is, we will sum of the rank, that is a rank sum. If you remember that the Whitney sign test is also be here, but what is the Whitney sign rank test, that is our last video is, which is related to the sign. But here which are not related to the sign, they are only related to the rank sum. So what is the procedure for them is, so what is the procedure which we should follow for the two different populations? One is the x, second is the y. So what is the first step is, we should combine the two sample into the single sample. So I just combine x and y into the one. So these are the values of the x, these are the values of the y. So that's, we have to combine the values in a single one. After combining the single one, we can arrange the value in the ascending order. So we have to arrange the value ascending order, and once we are ascending them, then we will rank their positions like 1, 2. If there is a repetition like say 4 and 4, so these are the number 3 and 4, we assign 3.5, 3.5 and so on. Once we will assigning this, then we will see what is the procedure for finding the U statistics. So for this we define the Ux for the X series, Uy for the Y series, and U for the overall. So what is the formula for the Ux and Uy? We firstly define the Tx. What is the X is? The X sample. Capital T represent for the sum of the rank. Capital Ty is the sum of the rank in the Y sample. So we will firstly find the rank. and in this rank we will find the variables of the x and the variable for the y, and then find the tx, ty. Once we are finding the tx and ty, then we will find the Mann Whitney U statistics ux and uy with the help of this equation. What is the n1 is? N1 is the size of the sample x. What is the x? N2 is, that is the size of the sample y, and this is a simple form. Once you are able to find ux and uy, we will define the capital U as the minimum among them. As we have seen also in the last two videos, that is the sign and the Wilcoxon test, we define the T positive. In the last two videos, what we seen is we define the T positive and T negative, and then we define the T as the minimum of this. The same procedure here. Now we are talking about the U statistics. So we define ux and uy and take the minimum, while n1 and n2 are the number of the observations in the first sample and the second sample. So look at the example. And once you are finding this ux and uy, this is the one method. Otherwise, ux and uy always satisfy this inequality. So ux plus uy is n1 and 2. Tx plus ty is here. So what is the meaning of that? If you are able to find t of x firstly, then you are able to find ty by using the sum of rank. Else, you can use this equation to find the ty. Similarly, once you are using this equation to find the value of ux, then uy you can be found by this way, or else you can found from here. Okay. So I just give you one simple example which will tell you how to find ux, uy and the u. So this is the given observation. So firstly we will see what is the n1, number of the elements in the sample x. What is that? 4. Similarly, you can find the number of the elements in the sample 2, which is come to be 7. Now, in order to find ux, we need the value of t. This is the formula for the n. This is the formula for the tx. Now, look at that. This is the formula for the ux. So, in order to find this, we have the n1, but tx is unknown. So, how you find the tx? We will arrange these given numbers into the increasing order. So what is the smallest element here is 8. So we will write firstly as 8. So look at that. And 8 is coming from the sample y. So I can represent sample y also. What is the next smallest number is 10. So look at that. 10 is also coming from the y. Next smallest number is my 20. So it is again coming from the y. Next smallest number is 23. It coming from the x. This. What is the next smallest number is my 32. This and this both are same. Okay, so you can write, sorry, this is 25 firstly. So this is coming from the y. Then it's a 32. They are both same. So you can write any one of them firstly. So I can write firstly this, and after that this here. And after that, what is the smallest number is 45, and so on. So you can find these other numbers. So now you can rank them. This is the smallest number. This is a 1. This is 2. This is 3, 4, 5. Now they are the same number. So the positions are 6 and 7. So since you have two positions, so you have to find the mean. 6 plus 7 divided by 2. So 6.5, 6.5. Now already they are the 7 numbers. So this is 8, this is 9, this is 10, this is 11. So this is the way you can rank the given numbers. Now you have to find the tx. What is the meaning of the tx is? Look at that. Sum of the rank of the x value. Ty is the sum of the rank of the y value. So sum of the rank of the x value. Look at, in this case sample, what are the values of the x? Rank x. This value x, this value x, this value x, and this value x. So these 4 numbers are there. So what is the meaning of tx is 4 plus 6.5 plus 8. 4 plus 6.5 plus 8 plus 10 is 28.5. Similarly, you can find the t of y. How you find ty is rank of the y elements. Look at that. This is the y, this is the y, this is the y, this y, and this y. So you can find 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6.5 and so on. You will get 37.5. Once you are finding the tx and ty, then you are finding the ux and uy by using this relation. So Tx is given to you as 28.5 minus N1 is given to you 4, you will get this. Uy you can substitute here, you will get this. Once you will get ux and uy, finally you will get u as this. So this is a simple procedure, you finding the value of the ux, uy and the u. The most important thing is in this case is you have to rank the numbers based on their given observation. So based on this u statistics, we will define also you can easily verify that this, look at that in this example we find n1 as this, n2 this, tx, ty, ux and uy. Look at that 18.5, 9.5, and you can easily verify that this both equations are satisfied. Look at the first point, 28 point, sorry, ux is 18.5 plus 9.5, n1 is 4, this is 7. So what is that? This is 28 is 28, this is satisfied. Similarly you can verify for here. Okay, so whenever you are trying to move into the research or in the teaching, then once you will calculate the tx and ty, you can verify that whether your calculation are true or not. Now we will discuss about the Mann Whitney for the small sample firstly. Later on we will discuss about the large sample. So in the Mann Whitney U-test, we will call as the small sample when n1 and n2 both have less than or equal to 10. If at least one of the value is greater than of the 10, we will call as the large sample. So what is the procedure we should follow in this is that we should discuss the fourth step. What is the step 1 is we will define the hypothesis H0 and H1. So since we are working on the median, so null hypothesis are equality. Alternatives are either one of them, either the left tail, right tail or the two tail. Second step is we will compute the ux and uy as we discussed in the previous slide. That is the ux with the help of this n1 plus n2 divided by 2, and uy we will compute as ty minus of n2 of this. Once we are finding the ux and uy, we will define the u, which is nothing but the minimum of this. And once we will step third, then we will find the critical region. What is the meaning of the critical region is we will find the value of such TC which is given at the level of the significance, either for the one tail or two tail. This you can easily found from the critical value of the Mann Whitney table. Look at that. If you look at this table, what is given to you is the critical value of the Mann Whitney table. For example, if I just say for example, n1 is say my 7, n2 is say my 3. What is the meaning is the x element, in x there are the 7 elements, in y there are the 3, and I consider the 5% level of significance. So what is the value of the TC is 7 and 3. So look at that, n1 is my 7 and 3. So what is the value of the Mann at 5% is 1. So this is the value for the 1. So this value is given as a 1 for corresponding to this. So this is basically depending on the various value of n1 and n2. So similarly, this is for the two tail. If your alternative hypothesis is one tail, then you can see the value from the standard table as a one tail also. Look at that. In this case, 3 and 7 is corresponding to, and so on. So this value you can easily find from the Google. You can write this critical value for the Mann Whitney table. So this PDF will be open. Now once you are finding this TC, we will define the critical region. So what is the critical region is u less than equal to, because this portion is less than. Then we will compare the calculated value which is we obtained from the step third. If this value satisfies this equation, then we reject H0. Otherwise we may be accepted H0. So we will see this illustration with the help of the numerical example. So look at that, the test the hypothesis that the median HDL cholesterol level in the adult population are same. We have the following observation and you have to test with the help of the Mann Whitney test. So we will firstly define the null hypothesis. So what is the null hypothesis? H0, and we will define the alternative hypothesis as H1. So what is the one? You have to test the hypothesis that adult populations are the same or not. This is your task. Okay. So we will assume, so since it is same, so we will say they are equal. Say this is x, this is y, and what is the opposite of this? This is not equal. So since this is not equal, so it is called as the two-tail. You can consider x and y, but I use this as the. Now what is the step number 2 is, we will calculate ux and uy. In order to find ux and uy, we need the tx and ty firstly. So how you find the tx? We will rank these numbers, and 1 is my 7 and 2 is my 5. So we will arrange this number in the ascending order. Okay, so what is the smallest number here is, this is 20. This is a, so I can write the first number 20a. The next smallest number is my 23, which is again from the a. The next smallest number is my 25. This is coming from the b, so you can write b. Next smallest number is my 29, again from the b. The next smallest number is my 30, which is again from the b, and so on. Now you can rank them. What is this? Is only one number, so 1. This is, there is no repetition. 25 is a one time. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now there is a repetition. So this is 8 and 9. So what is, since there are the 2 times repetition, though there is a mean. So 8.5, 8.5. So there is a 1 repetition, 10, 11, 12. So this is a rank of the given information. Now you can find the tx, sum of the rank of the a. So what are the a? This is my a, this is my a, and these are my a. So you can find the 1 plus 2 plus 7 plus 8.5, that is all these yellow colors are there. So this will give 51.5. Sum of the rank of b means all those black colors. These are representing for my b. So this is my ty. You can also check that tx plus ty satisfy this relation are there. Now based on tx and ty, you can define the this ux and uy. N1 is given to you 7, N2 5, tx is here, ty this. You can substitute in this equation, you will get 23 and 11. Now this is step number 2. Now what is the step number 3 is, you have to define the u, that is called as the test statistics, that is a minimum of them. So it is 11.5. Step number 4 is, you have to find the critical value of tc. Add the values 5, 7 and 5 for the two tail. So look at in this table, what is the value for the n1 is 7 here, n2 5 this. So what is the value of, look at that, this is a value of 5, 7, 5, this is 5. So this critical value is given to you 5. So it means this is my 5. So you can define the critical region as this portion, that is u less than 5. Now look at the what's the value of the u you have find is 11.5. Whether this satisfied this equation? No. If this is satisfied, then we will reject h0, and in this case we will accepted h0 maybe. So since this is there, so we reject h0, then we may conclude that what is your h0 is, both are equal. H1 is, they are not equal. So we will reject h0. So this is rejected. It means this is not true. It means they are not equal. So they are not equal. Okay. So we will, so they are not equal. So we will, they are not equal. Look at one more example. So the following are the information. So you have to use the Mann Whitney. So firstly define the step 1, h0, h1. So look at that, what we want to test, that population of the x less than the population of y. So since we need population of the x less than of the population of y, since this is not the equality, so it means this is as a x, h1. Remember that if this is the equality sign included, then it is h0, otherwise always be the h1. So what is the opposite of this is here. So this is my h0 and h1, that's step number 1. You can define as x and y both. I consider this eta for the x, eta 0 for the y. So this is for the left tail. So that is a one tail. Look at that. This is for the one tail. Now step 2, you have to arrange in the ascending order. So what is the smallest number? 1 is 8. Then for the y, 10 again for the y. So we will write this as this series. Now we will rank them. 8 as a 1, 2, 3. These are the single, again single. Now they are the repetition. So this is 5. Now 6 and 7. So the repetition is 6.5, 6.5, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Now we define the tx and ty. Sum of the x, 4, 6.9, 8, 10. 4, 6.5, 8 and 10. And the remaining are sum of the y. Once you have tx and ty, you find the ux and uy by this. And this is step number 2. Step 3 is you can find the value of u here. And you have to find the critical value for the n1 4 and 2 7 at 1 degree, because what is your h0? H0 is my greater than or equal to this. H1 is less than. So it is a less than, it means this is a one tail. So value of the 4, n1 4 and 2 7 for the one tail. So this is for the two tail. So we will go to the one tail. Look at that. This is the value for the n4. This is 7. So the value is given to you of 4. So the critical value is given as a 4. So TC is 4. So what is the critical reason is less than of this. So the value of u is 99.5. So this is here. So we will reject it h0. So it means this is here. H1 is my less than. So we conclude that the populations are less than is there. Now we will work for the large sample testing. So when the sample is large for the Mann Whitney, when at least one of the n1 and n2 must be greater than or 10, then we will apply the normal test. So we will follow the same 4-step rule. Firstly, we define h0 and h1. We will compute ux and uy as such. Now here we will compute the z, that is u minus mean and variance, standard deviation. What is the u is? You can find the u as the minimum. Mean is nothing but n1 and 2 by 2, and sigma is nothing but here. Once you are defining this, now it's a z test. So you will define this critical value here. Once we will find in the critical value, this is the value of the TC, and then we will reject it or accept it. So look at this case. So you assign the Mann Whitney test. So we will define quickly for the step 1. What is H0? H1. Look at that. The median salary is of the education, that is X. Median salary of the X is lower than median salary of Y. So since there is no equality, so it means this is my X. This is my H1. And the opposite of this is H2. So this is my one tail. Now in order to find the step 2, that is we will arrange them in the ascending order. So what is the smallest number is my 16 for the X, then 18 again for the X, and so on. We will find like this. Now we will rank them. So this is my 1, 2, 3, 4. There is no repetition. 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Since there is no repetition, again there is no repetition, no repetition, no this, and this. So there is no repetition. Now what is this is step? Now look at that. This is n1 and n2 both are greater than or equal to 10. So it means we use the large sample test. Now you define the tx, sum of the x values. These are the x values. This, here. These are the x values. So you find the tx. These are the ranks. You have to find the sum of the rank of the x, sum of the rank of y. Based on this tx and ty, you can easily find the ux. 69 and 1 is here, that's 14. You can find the uy as a 16. Now since it's a large sample test, so instead of finding t as a minimum, you will find the approximation by using this. What is the u, what is the mu and sigma is? These are the values. So you can substitute here. So look at that, n1 is 10. So this is like this way. You can compute the values as 54, 55, 14 and 14.2. Once you are finding this, you will substitute this value in here. You will get, look at that, Z U is my 14, mu is 55, sigma is 14.2. You will get this result. Now this is a step number third. You compute this. Now critical value. Look at that. What is my, this is my H1, and since this is a less than sign, okay, so we will define on the left tail, and the level of significance is given in the question is 1, and since this is a large sample, so there is no need of this table, because this table is only used for the small sample. So this is the one sample, so one sample the critical value is 2.33, and since this is a left tail, so that's why it's a minus 2.33. Now look at that, where it lies. It lies here, minus 2.89. So it means it lies in the rejected portion. So since this value is less than, so we rejected H naught. What is your H naught is? Here. What is the H1 is? This. So it means this is rejected. So it means this is accepted. So what is the meaning of that? Population of the X, median range of the X less than of the median range of the Y. So the median range of the education is less than of the median range is a valid state. So this is a simple procedure you can apply for solving the Mann Whitney U-test, and this is the most useful in when you are doing the research. Whenever you want to compare the two different algorithms, you have to use this Mann Whitney U-test. So this is all about the Mann Whitney U-test. We will see in our next lecture on the rank correlation coefficient with the non-parametric test. If you find any other videos related to this non-parametric test or the several testing of the hypothesis, you can simply click on this link. You will find the several videos. If you like the video, you can share with your friends. Till then, happy learning. Best of luck.